meeting potential buyers, bargaining back and forth. Some buyers will price you like pepper in the market. Others will even say, let me think about it. And they will never show up. Let's talk about one argument that never ends, especially in a country like Nigeria. Should you put your money into land, or should you put it into shares or stocks? If you ask 10 people, 8 of them will say buy land. And yes, it is true. Land is indeed very valuable. But there is one thing most people don't know. Buying shares can actually be better than buying land. But don't worry, I will explain it in this video using my own personal experience. I bought shares and I also bought some lands. And by the end of this video, you might also change your mind, or at least you will see why smart investors don't only focus on land. Number one problem of land is liquidity. Land is not liquid, even though land is good, but land is not something you can quickly turn into cash. Imagine if you suddenly need 2 million naira and you have so many parcels of land. If that money is in shares, you just have to log into your stockbroker app, go online, sell your shares and withdraw. Boom, money enters into your account. It is very, very simple. But if it is land, meeting potential buyers, bargaining back and forth, some buyers will price you like pepper in the market. Others will even say, let me think about it. And they will never show up. Weeks will turn into months before you finally find a buyer. That is the big issue with land. Land is not liquid, even though it has value. With shares, you have speed. Shares is liquid because you can get your money anytime. The flexibility alone and the access to your money make shares more powerful than land in so many situations. And let's talk about goats. Slow goats, fast goats. Even though land can also appreciate, that is true. But let's compare. If you bought land in a normal area 5 years ago, maybe it has doubled or tripled, except in some very special situation when your land can just grow because of a sudden development. But let's look at shares. If you bought GT Bank or M Benefit shares, these are Nigerian stocks. If you buy it some years ago, you would have seen massive growth. Do you know that this year, some Nigerian shares this year already did 600%. Some did 500% just this year. And not to mention dividends. Because if you buy some shares, you will also collect dividends every year. If you bought Amazon or Apple shares, these are US stocks. If you bought it 10 years ago, by now, you'll be smiling like somebody that just won lottery. So stocks can multiply faster than land, especially when you choose the right companies. Land appreciates for real, but it appreciates slowly unless it is in a super hot location. Shares can also explode in value much quicker. That is why the world richest people like Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, they became rich through shares, not land. Land is steady, but shares can give sudden jump. You can wake up on a good day when there is an important market news and your shares will have doubled or tripled in price. That sudden jumps give shares an edge over land. Shares also give extra income. What do I mean by extra income? Land usually just sits there until you build something on it. Maybe you build a house on it, or you build a shop, or you use it to cultivate a farm. It won't give you cash if you don't do anything on it. But shares, on the other hand, can pay you dividends. Dividends are company's profit share to all the shareholders. Everyone that holds the share of the company will get dividend at the end of the year. That's another benefit of holding shares or stocks. And that dividend is just free money just because you invested. For example, Dangote Cement, MTN, and many Nigerian banks pay dividends regularly. Now imagine getting small but steady alerts every year without doing any extra work. So your shares can keep on giving you passive income even if you do nothing. That is one big advantage shares have over land. Land gives you future value, but shares can give you both future growth and regular income. Who doesn't like free money? Another important thing is land problem. Land shares, no problem. If you are a Nigerian and you have bought land before and you don't have any case, you don't have any issue on it, congratulations. Buying land in Nigeria gives you headache. You hear stories of fake documents, double selling, and omonile. You pay for land today, and tomorrow someone else shows up and say this land belongs to me. You go to court, and the case drags for many years. And sometimes government acquisition. If you buy government land, that is another bigger issue. So if you compare all the stress and the problem you will see when you buy land or when you buy shares, you know shares gives you, if there is any problem at all, it gives you a lower issue. If there is any problem at all when you hold shares or stocks. But with shares, none of that problem. Once you buy shares through platforms like Bamboo, Trove, you are safe. Your ownership is recorded and nobody can wake up tomorrow and claim your share. They cannot claim it from you. It belongs to you forever and ever. But don't get me wrong. Land is important. Nobody is saying don't buy land. Land will always be valuable, especially in cities. Land is one of the best long-term assets you can have. But when you compare speed, ease of selling, regular income, and peace of mind, shares wins on many levels. The smartest investors in Nigeria are now mixing both. They buy land for the long time, but they also buy shares for growth and flexibility. That balance is the real secret of building wealth in Nigeria. So what do you think? Is buying shares better than buying land? In many cases, yes. Shares are faster to sell. They can go quicker. They can give you dividends and they save you from any stress. Land is still very important. But if your goal is to build wealth faster, shares might be the best option for you. If you enjoyed this gist, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, and share this with somebody that is still shouting land, land. Let's teach more people how to grow money the smart way. Thank you again for watching today, and I'll see you in the next one.